Speedway. First off, got to thank Roy Anderson for coming along this year and sponsoring this race. Commonwealth 200, first time we ever ran a topless race here at Outback Motor Speedway, and you can put that under your hat now. You're the first one to ever win a topless race. Alan Saggy with a feature win.
Well, thank you very much, Tim. And like you said, we got to thank Roy Anderson, great guy. I remember watching Roy race when I was a kid, and I was fortunate enough to race with him a little bit before he retired. But that guy's been involved in racing, I guess, probably since the early 70s, and he's still a big part of it. And good to have him on board down here at the Outback Motor Speedway.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as we grow, we're starting to get more and more people that are really into racing. Not that we don't have great sponsors all the way through, but pulling in Ernie Davis this year, having Roy, having James Tazowski coming in, all these guys that really support racing, Appalachian Speed Week. So, yeah, great. Yeah, you know, we really got to thank Roy for coming in. But got to ask you, what did your car feel any different with the roof off? Could you tell anything?
Absolutely. The car drove different in hot laps. It drove different in the heat race. It drove different in the feature. I had my car owner, Joe Shiflett, make a little change to it for me. I think that helped a little bit. I had to deal with it a little bit. It wasn't quite perfect, but hey, it's not a perfect world. You got to deal with what you got.
Yeah, well, you know from experience, you take the roofs off the real late models, they get tighter. Yeah. We was all speculating all week long. Do you think it made them tighter or made it looser?
I called it funky earlier, but we'll call it tighter. That sounds a little better, don't it? Yeah, it definitely made a change in them. One of the guys that didn't make out too good tonight, he ended up in the C main and didn't get through. One of my buddies there. I said, don't get excited. Put your other body back on the car. Don't change a bunch of stuff. Come back next week. I think you'll be fine. So it throws a little curve in here. I know you like doing that to us. You like to keep us guessing. We're not the smartest guys in the world, but you make us try.
Well, I got to keep you guys guessing, try new things. You know, I think everybody was kind of excited about having a topless race. Was worried was the cage is going to last, but I don't think one cage got broke. So I think, you know, more durable than what we thought they was going to be.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that. I told Brent there before the feature, we were watching the second B main, that there hadn't been no casualties tonight with the cages. And the cars actually, when they wrecked, they did some different things tonight. They kind of lifted up like they got air under them. I guess the roof wasn't there to help calm them down. And a couple of them went into the fence cage first. Didn't hurt them. So, yeah, they were tested pretty good tonight.
Well, I noticed... Again, there, Trevor, you kind of led there a while. Scott Merriman was strong. Then Trevor come up and was leading, but then we knew he had to go to the outer lanes. You was going to work yourself to the inside. He got in a wreck. Don't know if it hurt him that bad or not, because like I said, he was still going to have to finish out there. But I could tell you was running all you could to catch him. You didn't look quite as smooth as Alan Saggy usually is, so I knew you was running right on the edge.
When I ran those outside lanes, I ran awful hard trying to keep within distance of Trevor. I knew he was fast all night. He was fast in hot laps, fast in his heat. He was turning the quickest lap times in the feature down the bottom, quicker than I could run. But I tried to stay consistent, not make mistakes. And I knew I had a little better lane rotation than him. You know, like you said, I took off leading early, and I knew he was going to come over and overtake me. But I figured he was a guy I was going to have to beat tonight. And when he went to the outside, I was on lane 4. Big advantage there for me. I just needed to stay smooth and do what I had to do, and I was running him down, and he got a little misfortune there, and you know, somebody got into him, and all that did was let me just kind of ride. I just rode behind those other guys in. I was in good shape, and you know, you don't have to be a hero. It pays the same whether you win by a lap or 10 laps, right?
Yeah.
You're not paying any bonus for any extra win. In fact, we like it close. Close is more fun.
Of course, our way this year is there ain't gonna be nobody winning by 10 laps. You're lucky if you can beat somebody by 2 laps anymore.
Yeah, I guess we won by a lap and a half or so, but yeah, it's always close here. I don't guess I passed Trevor for the lead till about 10 to go. So yeah, the races are tight here. My buddy Andy Anderson's here watching tonight for the first time, him and his boy Braden, and I told him it's never easy here. You know, it always comes down to the end, and it's impressive racing. For anybody that's not been down here, they need to take a trip to Winchester some Friday night. Check this deal out.
Yeah, well, you know, again, I guess you know, 31 people here. This place just is, you know, you would have thought we'd have been slowing down. We're gaining interest. We got another new one to come in today. We're missing 3 that could have been here with ease. I mean, it's just a testament to what we're doing here.
Yeah, I think you got more racers on the way. People are interested in this. Like I told somebody, you got 31 guys trying to qualify tonight for an 8-man feature. That's like going to a dirt race with 93 cars. So that's a pretty tough deal. You got to have your act together.
Well, you'd been kicked out here a little bit, but you found victory lane again, so we're only just barely over halfway through and still got a lot of big races. Got this big Rodney Franklin Memorial coming up next week. That should be a real big, nice race and for a good cause and everything, too. So congratulations on, was it your second or third win this year? Third win this year? Yeah, so you're trucking right along. We're
good for about one a month, Then I can run second, third, come up here and talk with you a little bit after the race anyway, so you don't forget who I am. But, again, I got to thank my coroner, old mellow Joe Shiflett. I think the Christmas holidays kind of mellowed him out a little bit, so maybe this will keep him in a good mood for the beginning of January. Maybe 2016 be a good year for him.
All right, man. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Here we are back at Outback Motor Speedway for the Roy Anderson Topless race. This man here, I thought you was going to make her back. You was out there on that outside lane. I know you got in that one wreck that kind of, I think maybe you tweaked it a little bit. But anyhow, Trevor's feathers, you're still running strong, second place. But you seen that victory in sight tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I saw it in sight last week and got it robbed from us. The same thing this week. But 2 weeks on this car and 2 second-place finish, can't ask for better than that. But I did get in a wreck, and it kind of twisted the guide flag up a little bit. And, how important that is. It's like knocking the ride height out of a real race car. It ends your night. But I tried as best as I could. I was running for all I could out there. I know I wrecked a couple times myself trying to figure out what I need to do with the car hopping like that. And yeah, it's part of it. Alan was real good. He kind of took off a little slower on them lower lanes, and then he really started to pick his lap times up when he went out. I mean, that's probably the fastest I've seen anybody around lane 8 in a while. I couldn't match it out there. He had the better car tonight.
Well, I knew it was going to be tough because you was out there, but I knew you was going to have to finish out there on the end, and you're out there, and they're going to be making up on the bottom. But I think it was going to be close. I don't know, but I did see you. You hit that was a hard hit. That car come right out in front of you. No way you was going to miss it, and that was a hard hit, no doubt.
Yeah, and that happens sometimes. I know it happened to Uncle Jimmy last week. He bent that car. That's part of racing. Here or a real one, it's part of it. You never know what's going to happen. Even though that happened, the car was solid all night. It had good lap times all the way up into the 5th segment of the feature. So can't complain. Hopefully 1 week we can get it turned back around and be talking to you first, not second.
Well, I got to get your opinion before you get out of here. Everybody's seeming to think that it did change the cars a little bit. I know earlier in the night you told me you didn't think there was no different, but what's your final thoughts on it without the roofs on them?
I still really didn't pay any attention to it. I mean, from what we ran 2 weeks ago, maybe if we had put the body on with the roof and then run it and then take it off the roof and see if there's any difference there. But from running 2 weeks ago to running now, I didn't tell any difference. I was still trying to hit my marks and get it going, but it's definitely a cool thing you had going there. Never would have thought of it from when we first started racing these things 6 years ago. Them bodies look like jalopies compared to these now. But just gotta say thanks to you, Roy, David, Marcia, everybody out at ARC, Mikey Corbin. They're awesome that they wanted to do this for us, and I'll be out there seeing Roy Monday getting medal for race cars.
All right, man. Well, congratulations. Keep your chin up. You know you're going to get there. You're not going to run second this many times and this close. The thing is, just everybody, we're getting some parity. So now it's really coming down to just like what happened to you. The wrong wreck at the wrong time, the lane choice, and whatever happens. But you ain't going to keep snooping around up here in the top 3 without getting another one.
Well, even though it sucks to run second, top 3 is still good when there was 28 people here tonight. 31 people here tonight. So can't complain with that. There's 31 people that can make that race and deserve to make the race. You gotta fight for every inch. And the first heat race come down 5 people in the same lap. I mean, you can't ask for better than that. It's definitely gotten closer, and and like you said, one wreck the wrong area, one wreck the wrong time, you skip out lap counter, you're done. You better make up some time, and it's harder than ever. I can promise you that.
All right, man. Well, congratulations.
But thanks to you guys, Deb, Denny, and Brent for doing everything you do for us. Thank you.
Outback Motor Speedway with third place finisher Randy the Rocket Ritter. You gotta be smiling. You're starting to stroke now. You're getting a little more consistent, making the A's. You was kind of getting in the A's, but then running in the back. You're starting to sneak on up in here in the top three. So that's the old Randy that we want to see, and hopefully get you up here and get your first A main win.
Yeah, I mean, we made the dream there 2 weeks ago, and I told myself, we got up here, I think I run fifth. I said if we can get in the top three. So we're making progress. I ran a brand new car tonight. Me and Don Davis have been working pretty hard, and we built a new car, and new body, new car, new motor, everything. So, I mean, to come out here tonight, I missed a lap there on lane 7, so I really felt like I could have run second. And so we're inching closer. We're getting closer.
Yeah, I told them to, and they're all saying the same thing. I mean, the parity, I think I made the right rule changes. I think I'm trying my best to keep up on top of everybody and trying to keep this thing as fair as we can. And with this weight rule and the things that we're doing, we've really got it down to, between from the heat races clean up to the A main. We're having the best racing we've ever had here.
Yeah, it is. It's, like tonight, I was in a hard heat race. I finished fourth in my heat race. And Brent Cross made 70, and we were all right here coming for 70. And I was kind of scared that in the B main I had a bad rotation, but I got it done, and got in the A main and I had a good rotation, and we're getting faster. So, we're just, I'm out. I wish I'd have run second. Trevor, I think, has outrun me every race this year. I love him to death, but I do want to outrun him. But, and then you catch up to him, and then you got to deal with Alan and Brent, and but Brent's won the last 2 races, and we outrun him tonight. So we was better. So I just want to thank Don Davis. Me and him talk on the phone every week, and he comes from Georgia, and thank my wife because she puts up with us. We was in my kitchen last night till probably 1 o'clock in the morning and cutting tires today. So if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And he helps me out a lot, and Robbie Golightly and David Stoltz, they help me out, through the years. So I'm happy, and I keep saying I'm gonna get my first win, but we'll see what happens.
Well, you're getting that little smirk and a twinkle in your eye, so I think maybe the old Randy's back there from the year before when you was running so good. So we're all rooting on you. I want to see new people win. I'm enjoying what's going on now, and that's what it's all about. Everybody having fun, have multiple winners, and pass this stuff around. Everybody enjoy it.
Yeah, it's like I knew tonight. I'll start on 3, and I had to deal with Alan was on 2, and I said if I can hang with him, and I did, and I was overdrove my car there on 7 and missed a lap, and it cost me at the end. And maybe I'd have probably got by Trevor, but maybe wouldn't have called him. But I'd have been second. So we'll take it.
Well, good run, and congratulations, and we'll see you next week for one of your sponsors is helping sponsor this big thing show we're going to have with this Rodney Franklin. It's going to be a real nice race, and again, we got to thank Roy Anderson for sponsoring this one, so just got to thank all of our sponsors. We're having a tremendous turnout, 31 racers, great sponsors, and can't do it without all the racers and all the sponsors, and just got to thank everybody. Yeah,
I want to thank Roy and ARC and all the whole clan over here. I know that they're big into racing. They do a lot for racing, and I'm looking forward for the Rodney Franklin Memorial. We're going to come after it.
All right, man. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.
I've been trying